Yeah, tuko live, so tunaenda straight Rift Valley, and then we hear what you guys did. So wananchi wako wanatuangalia wajue nomination ilienda aje. Nimepata notification kwamba tuko live, so I'll share that to your, let me share that. I can even share that to your, I can share that. Let me see if I can also share that straight to you. Nikutumie ndio na wewe uweze kushare. Catherine Ruto ako ndani. Catherine Ruto amesema ati yeye ni monitor, so she will be the monitor today. Kuangalia kuangalia noisemakers. Let me share that. Copy link, and then I can share. Actually, nimekutumia kwa inbox the live stream. I don't know if you're able to click that and share, but we are live anyway, and we are in multiple platforms. So let me see. So, did you want to share first before you continue?
Yeah, at least, so that at least if my fans are there, they can be watching.
Okay, share that then. Share that, then you come back. If you see the live stream on Facebook, just share. So, umeipata?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, nimeshare.
Oh, thanks. So now please take us to, let's start with the, I think, Bomet County, so that people can understand why Sosion is crying at hii watu ya Bomet wamenitoa kwa class, sasa wananizungusha hapa. What the hell happened in Bomet? I thought Sosion was the best orator, the person who could go to parliament and speak on yours behalf. Aongelee mahindi kabisa na maji.
Yeah. So before I continue, let me greet our viewers, and straight I go to one of the most important things that I have to do. First is to congratulate John Ondieki.
Yes.
For winning Bonchari nominations for ODM.
Yes.
And wishing well also Rurigi Wanjeya. I don't know how he's faring on well in faring on in Nakuru, because he said he was
well. Yes, ako na chama yake, ako na kajogo amebeba, kwa sababu unaona hii night nomination ni mtu hataki. So Rurigi Wanjeya has a party and is in the field, so anaendelea vizuri sana.
Yeah, I really appreciate, because you see, this is the platform that really produced those people. So I want to congratulate John Ondieki and wish well Rurigi Wanjeya. Myself, I was vying for MCA Segero Barsombe, and it was not bad. We did well, and yeah, that is for a start.
Yes.
So let me start saying we should give credit where it deserves. Yeah, UDA ran one of the most. I will say it is one of the best in this country. There is no any other party that has conducted nominations of this magnitude and of this standard. So we will be putting UDA as an example to other parties. The nominations went on very well, despite that there was some problems in few constituencies like Mogotio and Nandi Hills and Mgwen, and something small in Wasingishu, but it is nothing. It is nothing compared to any other nomination. So I want to congratulate UDA under the leadership of William Samuel Ruto for the organization that those guys made to ensure that nominations were held in a way that no any other party has ever done that in the Republic of Kenya. So we should give credit where it deserves.
Yes.
There was a small issue when it comes to boardroom democracy, which we wananchi reject. We are rejecting that notion of boardroom democracy. We want the people to decide their leaders. So let's go straight to Bomet. Bomet is a hotspot for politics. You know, it is a place where there was a lot of high voltage politics, where you saw a young lady, 24 years old, Toto, winning, yeah, against the other women representative who was there for, yes, you know, and she was.
Yule aliniambia ati baba tunataka tukupeleke Bondo, baba tutakupeleka Bondo na tutakunyamazisha.
So, it happened to her, and that was the will of the people. The people decided to give a chance to a youth, a young lady, you know.
Welcome,
and
yes, sir.
Karibu sana kwenye mtandao. So tuko Bomet, and let's continue listening to the wise words of Kenneth Kemboi Koech Mogaka.
Yeah, let me greet Vic there.
Yes, my brother, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
So as we were saying, Bomet was a hot, you know, it was a hot spot for, you know, it's a hot spot for Rift Valley.
Bomet and still a hot spot because even the gubernatorial contest is still hot. Wezi sema Barichoka kombe. Yani hao watu wameshikana kama.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was something that, you know, it was a playground that nobody wanted to go. You know, it was. So Bomet had giants like Mosonic. It had giants like Sosion. You know, it had giants like Barchok. You know, Barchok was, you know, it was somebody, people thought that he will not come back. You know, they thought he is weak. He is not that much talkative. So they thought it will be a walk in the park and they get him out. But it proved to be difficult. So Sosion cried, Langat cried, Mosonic cried, and Wale who wanted to cry. So I can say Sosion went home. Somebody new came in. Somebody who nobody knew. So for me, they said Mwalimu went home very well. Dr. Langat went home. Sosion went home. A new guy who was not known came in. So I will tell you, it was free and fair. Even for the gubernatorial, it was free and fair. Because Mosonic is one of the guys who have assisted our people in terms of road development.
Yes.
Mosonic has done a lot. In fact, in Bomet, you cannot compare what Mosonic has done to any other person. Mosonic has done a lot in terms of road development in the Rift. So he had a platform. He had a development platform to contest for the gubernatorial seat, but it was unfortunate Barchok was tough. You know, a guy who speaks very soft, but my friend, he is effective. So I think we can be clear that Bomet free and fair nominations were conducted.
All right. Let's go to Kericho, where again we saw people cry and they are still very bitter.
the hot cake there was the transformer ban. You know, they had given Charles KETER nickname Transformer because he was from he was a Minister for Energy. Transformer ban. The guy at around 8 o'clock, he knew he was not he was not anywhere. He was not anywhere near. You know, and a new guy.
What were the factors that made Charles KETER to be so unpopular from outside? Sisi watu wa nje, when we look, tunasema amepatia watu stima kila mahali, amesaidia watu wake, he's been loyal to the DP. What was the reason that made him to lose so early in the morning?
Yeah. Dakika moja. Okay. Vic can continue and then I'll come.
Okay. Vic.
Yes, sir.
Ebu tuambie, what made Transformer Charles KETER to be whitewashed so early in the morning? Sisi watu wa nje tukiangalia tulijua that is the heavyweight. You know, when I think Charles KETER,
I think
kama ni kiongozi ambaye alikuwa na uwezo sana.
Fred, if you look at the politics of the Rift,
yes,
you realize that people love people. Charles KETER was not in touch with the local community, because I think he was doing national, and so the guy there who emerged the winner at the gubernatorial was in the ground. You know, he's been doing inroads in the county. He's been with the people. He's been dealing with the problems that people have, and you know, nowadays people love somebody who understands their troubles. You know, somebody who is in touch with what is going on. So if you look at KETER, Charles KETER just came in recently because he just resigned, and he came. I think it was his timing was a little bit off, because you're competing with somebody who's been hitting the ground since, because you know the incumbent was not running normal, so this guy started his preparation very early.
Yes,
and then if you look at Charles KETER, really, you know, the people will ask you, you've been in the, you know, you've been a minister for all this long. What have you done for us? You know, those are the kind of questions people will be asking themselves.
But he had done very well in electricity connectivity to the people. Was he not doing it all over the county?
So people will, because one thing that really let down Charles KETER was the fact that, you know, he had a lot of money, so he came with this notion that, oh, with my money, I can muscle my way up. You know, yeah, I can muscle my way up. And people, actually, I love our people nowadays. They are moving away from that notion. If you see the people who are elected all across board in the Rift, you realize some of those people didn't even have money. Look at a case like Toto. You know, Toto she didn't even have a car.
She didn't even have a motorbike.
She doesn't even have a motorbike. She, you know, we don't even know where she's from.
Wow.
So, you know, this is, and I think I really thank our vote, you know, the younger generation, because, and it's not even only in the Kalenjin, you know, not even in Rift Valley, all across, you know, Kenya. There is a wave that is sweeping across. You know, you don't need to have money to, you know, for you to beat the you know, the people who have money. But I may tell you, I may not analyze really well about Kericho, what went down there. I may have insufficient information. But if we come to where I'm from Nandi County.
Yes.
I can really analyze well what happened in Nandi County and Uasin Gishu County.
Okay, go straight to Nandi, because there's a problem. You've seen that video that has been trending, where is that who's that? Caleb KOSITANY.
Yeah.
Where I want to play that video. I want you to let me see if I have it so that you can actually translate it for us, because people are saying that he's trying to I don't know what he's trying to tell people, but let's see if we can get that video here.
Okay.
So that you can I don't know why it's taking time, but I shared it while we wait for
I hope people see me this way better.
Yeah, you have to see yourself better before we can see you.
Yeah.
All right. I think you've heard
I've had.
you've heard him speak. I don't know what he's saying, but
First of all, we have to ask ourselves, when was this video played? When did this happen?
but okay, but what is he saying? Is he saying that?
So what he's saying is that was said in 2018, and what he's basically saying is saying KETER is not a Nandi, he's a Kipsigis, and he's asking the wazee of Kipsigis to come and take him, back to Kipsigis and ask him some questions.
Yes.
But I don't want to dwell on that, because no matter what people try to do, like right now they're trying to spin. I know, this is politics, my brother. You know what goes on. They are trying to bring something in between the Kalenjin, communities, because they know we are one. So they're trying to drive a wedge between the Nandis and the Kipsigis. That is what is going on. And I've been saying this thing. I said I was not going to talk about it, but now that it's been played and I have the platform to talk about it, let me hit the nail on the head. What Caleb said was unfortunate, and it was actually during the campaign season. It happened during the campaign season back, before. I think it was back in 2017 or 2018.
Yes.
But what I want our people to know, the Kipsigis and the Kalenjin, as a nation at all, we are always one, no matter what.
Yes.
These things may come, you may see the hype a little bit on I even saw Alaya shared on his page. What Caleb said is unfortunate, and he's a politician. You cannot control what politicians say. It will be played on air, by desperate people who are trying to drive a wedge. But I can tell you, this will not even have an impact at all between the relationship between the Nandis and the Kipsigis. Let me give you an example. Yeah, it is true. Myself, I'm a supporter of Alfred KETER 100%.
Yes.
He's my friend, a personal friend. I've met with him. We talk. He is a friend of mine. Usually when we look at leadership, we don't look at, as a Kalenjin, we don't look at where somebody is coming from. We just want the leadership. We want what can he do to our people.
Yes.
That has always been the norm of us getting leadership, and that is why we do not agree with myself. I do not agree with UDA, trying to strip off KETER his valid win on the nominations.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to to evade your question, but on that about, I don't concur with what Caleb said. It's so unfortunate, and to our brothers, we are all one. You know, we're in Kalenjin we say we're from the same stomach. You know, that's what we say. We from the same stomach. You know, there's a saying in Kalenjin that says, if a tree falls in Kipsigis, you know, if a tree falls down in Kipsigis, the branches will fall in Nandi. You know, that is the saying that we say as Kalenjin. So I mean that is just hubris. That is just, you know, it's you expect that it's a political season. You know, people are picking up, you know, information. Bloggers, of course, they're trying to, you know, gain mileage out of it. But at the end of the day, I can tell you, nothing can shake the Kalenjin. We are together, and you know, I don't want to say who we support here, who I support. I don't, you know, I feel like that is my personal opinion. I will always say that during the ballot. But I know the main reason why I came here was to explain what is really going on with the UDA nominations in Nandi and in Wazingishu. And so I don't know if you want me to go ahead.
Yes, that's where we will dwell on. We don't want to dwell on an unfortunate incident, because
yes,
Alfred has served the people of Nandi diligently and very well. If it was just this type of people that are not doing their job, he could have been voted out long. Even when he looked like he's swimming against the tide, the young guy was still able to be given a ticket of UDA. So that one we approve that he's doing a good job.
Yes.
So karibu sana Izo Boss Burgay, karibu sana Calvin Ayeko, and Ayeko is saying Charles KETER will win debate like him. He's always a sober leader. I don't know if Charles KETER will win, but anyway, wish him the best. So proceed. Tell us, Nandi County, the big boys, a bunch of the big boys were shown the dust. But I don't. How did the governor survive, Stephen Sang? How did he survive?
That is still a mystery to a lot of people, because many people thought the governor was actually, you know, losing this thing. When the results came in, you know, we are a democratic nation, you know. It automatically imagines that the governor actually won this thing. But you know, there's some questions. As a man, you always have some questions to ask yourself. But you know, leaving that to that, he's won. We will support him. You know, although we have a different opinion, but they normally say, you know,
you are shocked, Vic. You're still looking like you're shocked. That
I myself, I was shocked. You know, because the results came in, you know, what the results we were receiving was crazy, because this guy won with a big margin. But you have to ask yourselves, you know, why is it that the difference between the numbers that the governor got and the senator got, it's different, you know. The governor has almost 60,000 more votes. So you want to tell me somebody went to the polling station, decided not to vote for the senator, decided not to vote for the women rep, just vote for the governor.
Yeah,
that is a story for another day. And I know most of the guys here will agree with me. You know, being a democratic guy, you know, he has a certificate. There's nothing I can do. I was not running. I was just a voter. So I will just, you know.
Okay, who was he running against for the purpose of information?
So he was running against two guys. He was running against the former governor called what is his name? I know he was running about the former governor who he took over from, and another guy called he was called Alan Kosgei.
Were they credible? You know, they also they
I mean, they had made inroads. They had made inroads. Absolutely.
Because what happens is Miss LM, thanks for coming, bro. I'll be sharing that link. I already shared it on the comments, but I'll share it to you directly. You know, there's this issue of somebody being a good candidate, but he does not connect with the electorate. He doesn't connect with the voters. You know, you have to go when the ground. Did these guys go to the ground? Stephen Sang, even according to Iso Boss Borgay, 60,000 votes. I'm still shocked.
Yeah, and you know, it's the guy. That's what I'm telling you. the difference between the votes of the governor and the votes of the senator is 60,000. So you're left wondering, wow, what kind of democracy is this? Because you cannot tell me, Fred, you cannot tell me you can go to a polling station and just decide to vote the governor alone.
Yeah.
It baffles my brain.
So, do we have any of those guys he defeated running independent or?
No. Let me tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a waste of time if you run independent, especially if you're from Nandi. You're wasting your time. It's anybody who imagines.
Once you have that UDA certificate, it's like,
because that one was like this one was like the real election. Whoever emerges, that is it. No matter how you want it, but whoever emerges, that is it. So yes. Even if you said you're coming on independent, first of all, you're coming to a place where the party will not support you because you're not their candidate. So you have to use your own resources. And then, you'll be told, even if you say you support it, of course, most of the people who are from there, they'll say they support Ruta, but, you'll be told, no, because we have our own candidates, you cannot use, our presidential candidate to campaign for yourself. You have to go as an independent,
Yeah, so you can't be in those convoys.
You cannot be in those convoys because already it's like you're crippled, So it's a waste of time. So, and most definitely Ruta will come and campaign for these people. Ruta, people really listen to Ruta there. But what we are trying to tell Ruta as the electorates too, focus on national. Kwa ground, acha sisi tujipange kwa ground. Let me take an instance, this story of KETER, because it's man, it really baffles me. Because if KETER was to lose, let him lose honorably,
Not through
not through a backdoor, deals.
Yeah, karibu mise usikize mambo vile watu walinyolewa huko. So let's go to the women rep in Nandi because that's your home.
That's
that girl Cynthia, man, she's very beautiful.
She's beautiful. She's eloquent. She's a leader.
Can somebody tag Cynthia for me? I am in love with Cynthia from Kisi. I want to go and meet.
And I'm telling you, we really that one we will groom her until she becomes the first female governor. That one she's a governor material for sure. I can tell you. That girl is brilliant. She's independent minded. She right now I can tell you there will be a big difference between the women rep that we have right now and the incoming women rep, because we are already calling her women rep because we feel there is a void.
Yes,
there is a void between we never felt like we had a women rep these 5 years. So I think it's a good thing for Nandi. This lady is still young. She still has a bright future in politics. And this lady came in as an independent and won.
Wow.
So she's she's a tough cookie. She's really a tough cookie. And like they say, women. If there's one person I know will really empower women, it's Cynthia. Because even the policies that she was passing in parliament, the county government, it's really it's. You can tell this is a leader for the people, by the people, So really, as a Nandi resident, I'm proud to say, finally I'm having a voice who's going to represent me in the parliament. So
was Cynthia contesting against the incumbent?
No. They chilled out because this lady was gonna whitewash them.
Oh, okay.
This is for the first time. This is a woman who was endorsed by almost 80% of the electorate. That's a big difference. Like she had no competitor at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they had competitors, yes, but they were it were one horse and the others. We'll say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the Cherargei, how did he survive? Because he has also spent too much time at the national level.
You know
bro.
What people are looking at actually was, for Cherargei, he's done his part. I was voting for Cherargei too, because this guy really, when things were happening in the county government, this guy came out and he was pointing out what was wrong, And I realized one thing with politics, it is the timing. You may start politicking 5 years early, but the timing of your, and how you encrypt your message is really important to the electorates. So I don't know. I think Cherargei was lucky because he knew the timing to come and campaign. He knew the message that he had. And then you try to look at Cherargei, there is nothing really bad he did, because his seat is national. So, his job was to make sure there is money in the national in the county government. So really Cherargei did nothing. He deserved, to me, I think he deserved. He's worked, he's done a great job, Plus, he's loyal to the party too, So
So are you saying Charles KETER was not loyal to UDA?
No. If you look at Charles KETER, like I told you, Charles KETER, it took him long. He should, because you cannot come and say you have money and then come and campaign for 2 months and expect to win. It's not possible. Well, you have somebody who's been hitting the ground. He's made inroads. This guy has gone to where Charles didn't even go.
Wow.
And that is how he lost. Plus also, I think Charles had cartels around him who lied to him that ground is yours. So to some extent, I think the way people campaign really matters a lot, and how they sell their manifesto. That the other guy had a manifesto, and then also the deputy governor that he picked, he's homegrown. This guy too is homegrown. So people will be like, this is the kind of person who understands our problem. Charles has spent 10 years in Nairobi. He doesn't know what the people of Kericho are going through. So really, give it to the guy who won. He really deserved it. For Charles, I think the electorates have grown better. They know what's good for them, and they know, the people who really deserves to lead them. So yeah, I can put it that way.
And then we are going to look at majorly it was in Gishu again, that the guy that you people disrespected koti moja, mukasema ni maskini, ana kitu. When the meetings of the DP were being held, alikuwa anakaa huko nyuma bwana, koti moja.
So on Wasingishu, that's a good thing. I loved that guy from because the kind of things people said about him. And actually, like I said also, the other guy had something called agenda setter, his main competitor or ambassador, to talk. But this guy, he called himself Koti Moja, Governor wa Raia. Even if you try and script the two wordings, agenda ni setter and Governor wa Raia, who are you really going for? People will go for Governor wa Raia. And so, yes. He deserved to win. Many people, that is my opinion, of course. From the guy, there's a video going around. I don't know if you have seen. So the guy who lost was telling him, if I win, when they announce me as the winner in August, there are 2 things I can only tell you. It's either you become, I don't know, the minister for some ministerial post, or you go to Nairobi, you'll be given, Ruta gives you an appointment. So to me, I found that demeaning because, it's still very early in the race. You're already pronouncing yourself as a winner. And so I think also God, there is a God of everybody. And I think God humbles, if you humble yourself, God will bring you up. So to me, I think this guy brought himself up before God brought him up. So that's why he lost. But now there is a problem also in Wasingishu.
What is going on?
It's a lot of Wasingishu, actually, don't be surprised, because we have Buseki. Buseki is not easy. He's a tough candidate for governor. We also have Karori. I see some posts making round of Karori saying he's going independent.
Wow.
You know Karori, right?
Yes.
He's going independent. So it's really gonna be interesting. But I know the person who will benefit from all those is Ruta, because many people will come out in large numbers to vote. You know,
because all these candidates are going to marshal their followers.
their
And
followers.
all of
Yes.
them, the first person they tick is the president, Ruto.
Yes,
So,
yes,
because we
yes.
can't,
So, but I know I'm pretty sure there is something, because I don't think Wasingishu being the home ground of Ruta and is running. I don't think he wants to be. He wants his leader where he comes from to be from independent. I don't think that's what he wants. And Ruta is really talented in how he markets. This guy is an orator, bwana.
yeah.
I know if he just makes one stop in Wasingishu, he can flip a whole people to. So I think the old machinery will be given to Kotimoja. That one I'm very sure. The party machinery, the likes of Oscar Sudi, the likes of even Mandago himself. So
What is the relationship? Because Kotimoja looked like he was on the corner by himself. How is the relationship between him, and Oscar Sudi is very critical in Eldoret.
no, okay. So what Oscar Sudi did this election was he didn't want to support anybody. Because if you're here, Kotimoja is your friend, Ambassador is your friend. So, he had to stay, neutral. But what he said was whoever emerges the winner, that is the person I'll support.
Uh-huh.
And now, Kotimoja emerged the winner, he has a certificate and everything. So I'm pretty sure he's going to support, because he's an ODA member. So you wouldn't be an ODA member and then be supporting, the independent. So, but I can tell you, I can promise you for a fact, it's gonna be a tough race in Wasingishu. It's not a done deal.
It's not a
But
done deal.
me personally, I will vote for Kotimoja, because this guy, he's been in the ground. Actually, this guy was a KANU member before, but he switched, and it is Oscar who made him switch to UDA.
Yes.
So in
Yes.
fact, there are some rumors going on. They're saying, "Oh, he's being sponsored by Gideon Moy," you know. So I mean, rumors will always be there in a political competition. But at the end of the day, the people will always win. Fred, you know that. The will of the people. Even if today it emerges that Buzeki is the winner, myself as Vic, I will support him, because he'll be my governor. So at the end of the day, they all belong to us. They belong to Wasingishu. It's only that people have different ideologies, but the winners always have the say. So if they win, they're still our kids. They're still our children.
That's correct. Mr. Do you have any question for the local boy in Nandi to tell us how that beautiful girl that now we love, Cynthia? Do you have any question for him?
No. Actually, I don't have a question for him. I think he is well versed with his content, what he's saying. But habari gani, Vic? How are you?
I'm doing good, my brother.
And Fred, how are you?
I'm fine, my bro.
Thank you for this show. This is very much needed for our people. The government has failed in terms of civic education. So you do a great job by bringing us here so that we can share with our people. So it's good to see you, Fred, and Vic, it's good to see you. I think mine is just an observation. I have seen it is true that a lot of people have accused the deputy president that he was the mastermind behind the big wigs from Rift Valley, to be taken out of the race. I somehow people accuse the deputy president, and I'm a sympathizer of the deputy president, largely because of how he has been treated and selectively fought in terms of corruption. And I sympathize with him because I find that Kenya, we have a selective way of fighting corruption, a selective way of labeling people, intelligent people. We kill very brilliant people who have either good intentions to develop our country. So that being said, a lot of people have accused the deputy president that the deputy president is not a man who wants to see people who are intelligent, people who are stronger, people who are powerful from his region, and as such, he would want to, sabotage them so that they become dependents of him. I think I don't know the deputy president, but I think I look at him as an individual, and I think nobody really wants to go alone. And if there is any other person, I think who impresses the Kalenjin community, I think is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And I say that because when you see when they formed the government of the government with the president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, if you see his appointments was largely from Rift Valley. He gave his people, the people that some are being those some are accusing him that he was behind their failure in the nominations. He brought them to the limelight. I mean, look at someone like Charles Keter. Keter is known to be mtu wa mkono wa Ruto. So when you talk about the scandal in KPLC, nani anapeleka pesa kutoka huko chini mpaka kwa deputy president, Keter's name has been on the front page. So I wonder how then the deputy president wouldn't want his man, to win because he's been mtu wa mkono. But that being said, there is a lot of people like Kate Waruguru, if you talk of Moses Jeboy, from Kuresoi, if you talk about Jane Kiara from Naivasha, you talk about James Murgo, as well as Daniel Rono, both from KO South and KO North, and talk about other people who you would think like you mentioned, I think Caleb Koistan as well, and so on. So my observation general observation that I was making here is that I think we might be looking Ruto as a decoy, but I think the real machineries could be from the opposition, from those people who actually don't want Ruto to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. I think if you recall sometimes back, the Senate of Nairobi, Mr. Mike, the governor, Mike Sonko, said that they used to go and ban vehicles in Kibera and Mathare North so that it could appear like it's Raila who is violent. But in actual sense, it was the Jubilee government that was doing that. So I looked at kind of a play game that it maybe is within the Rift Valley, so that they can weaken Ruto, so that the people that try coming into the house, they're either weak or people can easily be manipulated, or they are novice who are coming to the house and probably might not propel the agenda of UDA as may be needed. That's my observation. It could be skewed, but I think that is the way I'm looking at it. And also, I wanted to mention to my brother here, Vic. He said that a lot of the Kalenjin, you are one, you come from the same stomach, and most likely Ruto will be a beneficiary when come 2022 general election. But again, Ruto cannot be the beneficiary if he doesn't have enough numbers in the in Parliament or in all houses to make sure that they have propelled the UDA agenda or whatever that Ruto wants to, because otherwise it will become a weaker president who has not enough numbers. Ruto largely has been powerful and strong because he had enough numbers from URP that propelled the agenda whenever they wanted to say, and I'm sure largely that's why Ruto was not impeached in the process. He was spared because they knew he had a muscle in the house in both houses, and they could not allow him to be weakened in any way. So for me, that is the observation. And you mentioned about yes, we are excited about the young lady who now has been elected. I think it's good to empower and and live by ile kitu tulikuwa tunaambiwa uongozi serikali ni ya vijana. It is true that lady becomes a true and a living example of that saying, serikali ama uongozi ni wa vijana. But also the lady that we lost from Bomet, that lady was very powerful. You know, that was a soldier of Ruto. As much as she might have her flaws, maybe she did not perform as expected by people. But you know, in politics, you need people like Sonko. You need people like that lady. You need people like Junet Mohammed. Even if they don't perform, but they perform through their mouth by drumming support. You need people with brains and people with mouth. You know,
Exactly.
the people who have mouth and they can move agenda. Look at Oscar Sudi. A lot of people say Oscar ni makanga, but Oscar is a very powerful mtu wa mkono wa Ruto. Why do you think Ruto likes Oscar? Oscar speaks a lot of nonsense, but you know, there are a lot of people who
No, what he does is
yeah.
Oscar Sudi will say things that you cannot say, things that Vic cannot say as a member of parliament if you were to be there. So it's like, you know, Oscar Sudi is like Donald Trump. He will say what other people cannot say. So Oscar Sudi is really very powerful. What he says, sometimes I agree with him. Like when he said, hey, kama ni corruption tuchunguze ati lifestyle audit, wacha tuanze na Jomo Kenyatta 1960. So stuff like that resonate very well.
You see, and Eddie not say that. Unaona, it stopped everything. Unaona.
Yes.
He didn't even, because when he said that, you know, people are like, oh, okay, I think we go kwa Durubini. Unajua tunyamazie kidogo. Unaona. So you need people like that. You know, you need the Oscar Sudis and the Babu Winos in every party, honestly. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's important that you have those people, because when people perceive them that they don't have decorum in their utterances, but you know what? They pass a message. The other day, Oscar Sudi was summoned to go and record a statement. And he's the guy who said, it's interesting that I'm asked to go and record a statement, but when Junet Mohammed has been making reckless statements here, he's not been summoned. And afterwards, we saw the likes people, the director of criminal investigations starting to call people that actually had not been called to go and record statements. So I think UDA, as much as they lost that woman from Bomet, I like her. I personally like her. She is the only woman who said we will take Baba to Bondo, and you want that courage. And the other thing I wanted to mention, not Charles, but Alfred KETER. I love Alfred KETER. I love, that's my I love that guy, because the one thing I like about him, he speaks his mind. He doesn't have he doesn't and you would see that he's speaking for the people, because when he says, when people steal, they don't steal on behalf of the community, which is true. If indeed Ruto is a thief, he's not stealing on behalf of the Kalenjin community. It's a fact. So he's stating a fact, is not something that he is wavering about.
That's true, yes.
And he's stating a fact. And if you look at, he's an independent mind, and you need people like that. If you look at, sometimes you need someone who puts you on check. Otherwise, if you don't have someone who is going to put you back on rail, you will be running and you will be stealing from everyone. So Alfred KETER, I think, even though they're stealing or they stole his victory, I think he is not, even if he's not liked or supported by the party, I think he is liked by the people on the ground, and the people will speak. They are the ones who have the votes.
But you know, one thing I realized is there is something called, but I want us to be honest here. Let me make this analysis. If it was, we know how Otieno Molo is so brilliant. He's an independent-minded guy. If he said such a thing about Raila, will he even stand a chance of Tuambiana Ukweli? Will he stand a chance?
No.
Why? Because there is something called party loyalty. You know, you cannot speak ill of your party leader or the person who is running for front office, and then expect to be to be given mercy. I'm happy. I'm like I said, I 100% support KETER. Some of the things he said I don't resonate with, but as a leader, I know he's been my MP for 10 years. There are some things, of course, he hasn't done, but if you put him on a weighing scale, the good things he's done outweighs the bad things that I've done. Do I want to drop away this leader? No, because on a scale of 50, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna put him at 7. That is a pass. He's that's a very good pass. So he's done great in terms of CDF. He has a very effective CDF committee. The bursaries get to the intended people, not cartels. So I mean, I like him, but some of the things he said I don't resonate with because yes, it's always good to check your boss, but here your boss will tell you, the boss will tell you, okay, Mulinifukuza Jubilee, I went and formed my own party, UDA. You're among the people who voted, my city Tolewe. You're among the people. You're among the people who voted. What Tolewe committee. But still, we're giving you a chance to try your luck on UDA. Then when you win, you start talking ill. You know what? Actually, what made the party, really act, and I'm confident to say this, is what KETER said after the win. KETER after the win, he started just thumping and stuff. But I mean, I love him. I'll vote for him anytime. But some of the things, you realize and say, oh, that's why when they say chama iko na wenyewe, I think that thing is true.
And I think that is where we go wrong. That's where we go wrong. I think the parties.
Let's take an example here. Yeah. In the US, when they were voting in the new attorney general, was it the Supreme Court?
Yeah.
There's nothing that lady did, but you see, because the people are, the party, they are loyal to the party. You hear somebody like Graham. Graham said, I think you're a perfect lady, you're a good lady, but I'm gonna vote you. Why? Because they are loyal. The party doesn't want this to go through. They are loyal to the party, And in politics, we may not like it, but the reality is, you have to total the party loyalty. If you're not loyal to the party, you have no business being given the ticket to run on that party. Because
okay, but on that issue of party loyalty, let me tell you, these political parties in Kenya, you and me agree that they are just vehicles that are meant to take somebody to a destination.
Yes,
we had this NAC that brought Kibaki to power in 2002. Overwhelmingly, we had PNU then, so they dropped NAC, they brought PNU. PNU was disbanded. Now we have Jubilee. Jubilee disbanded to Jubilee Coalition. Jubilee is now almost dying. ODM was a mighty party in 2007. It's no longer the party that we knew. These political parties belong to individuals. So in Kenya, I think this issue of party loyalty does not work very well because these political parties are not fair, especially ODM. The people that get nominated are not the people the population want. So let us not actually rubber stamp the kind of illegalities and irregularities that these parties perform. You should know, political parties in Kenya do not have democracy. Look at how long they take before they can do the nomination. They push it so close to the deadline. Why? Because it's a method, it's a ploy, it's a plan to eliminate people. So that you are eliminated and you have no chance of even going to look at. They are saying that I don't know, Langata and other areas, ODM will do nomination. I don't know when. They are doing it like the last day before the window is closed. You have no chance of even going to independent.
Exactly, and that is the game being played because they want to extend this. That way, you don't have time to go to independent. That is.
And Vic, that's why we are saying this. And that's what we should do here. It is true, chama ni biashara. The parties right now is business. I'm actually planning, Fred, we should have one very soon.
We need to have one.
Because all you need to do once you register the party, all you need to do is to just sit pretty, and people will come and bring money to your office, and that's it. So, but here's what we are discouraging. It is true, people, when a party a party that has matured is the party that allows people to speak their mind and also criticize it. When you're criticized, when there's criticism, it means there is a problem, and you will have to work towards resolving those problems. Take, for instance, if you look at Ababu Namwamba, is one guy who was a strong alikuwa anajiita generali wa ODM, So,
yes.
But think about it. One day he had a difference of opinion. Look at where he is. You know, he is no longer that popular like when he was in ODM. Now look at corruption. Let us even scale this down to corruption. Just because you are loyal to the party, loyal to the party, then even if you steal, then you have immunity because Baba will sema wacha hiyo kijana weka hapa kando.
We'll sanitize you.
To sanitize you, and then maybe you will say you will take 10 million or 5 million from the county as a governor and say Baba weka gari mafuta. Gari gani inawekwa mafuta ya milioni 5? And then the people are suffering because it's the party loyalty. We end up saying 6 P's kuanzia juu mpaka chini, and then tunachagua viongozi vibaya. We need people. Let us look at the abilities of our leaders. These leaders, sometimes people, look at Junet. Junet akiamka anaimba Baba, anaimba. He's a sycophant. He loses the brilliance, he loses the ability, he loses the leadership, and becomes a sycophant. Anatetea Baba. Kama Baba ako wrong, you be assured that atatetea Baba is wrong. We all like our leaders, but at the same time we need safeguards and checks so that we can be able to criticize them. So Alfred criticizing Ruto and making some statements about Ruto, it means this is a mature and independent leader who can stand in times of turbulence and criticize. Look at Donald Trump. There are a lot of leaders, Republicans, who disagreed with him. Look, John McCain was one of the person who never liked Donald Trump, regardless of the party belonging to the same party. Look at the guy from Arizona who wanted also to become the president sometimes back. He never liked him. So there are a lot of people who stood by and believed that the ideals and all the country is greater than even these parties. The economy of a country and what propels us to better our economies is better than the vehicle. Like Fred said, it's a vehicle. So when we strengthen the integrity in our parties, then it means our parties will put down the safeguards so that if a governor, like my governor was very corrupt, the late John Yagarama, he put up a gate of 7 million. The party should have called him and tell him what you are our mouthpiece, you are our image out there. When you put up a 7 million gate, can you tell us, because there are allegations about corruption? But instead, my governor, gets from my county, goes all to see Baba, and Baba sanitizes hiyo maneno inaisha. So this is what we should stop. Alfred is an intelligent person, and I think by all means, if you are affirm that he has done on a scale of 1 to 10, he has done 7, you give him 7. That's a pretty good leader. We should support it.
Yep.
Okay, Vic, I'll take back you to where we were again. And thank you, Mr. for that insight. Let me ask you, do you guys think that William Ruto may be behind a method of eliminating powerful Kalenjin leaders who may stand his way, because he's known to have done that, eliminating anybody that may become very powerful, and secretly he could be behind the fall of these giants. Be very fair on this, and be very fair, because history is going to judge you.
Let me be honest with you. I don't think you'll ever find someone who's going to be honest with you on this analysis. In Rift Valley, Anybody who's thought to be being supported by a router, you can go back as early as 2017. Anybody who's thought to be being supported by a router always never makes it. Never. So I don't think Ruta didn't actually interfere with these nominations. The people lost fair and square. You know, they lost fair and square. There's no day Ruta came to Rift Valley and said, "Oh, give this one, No, he never campaigned for anybody. Anybody.
But let me ask you, why is it? And I hope Kemboi could come back and respond. Why is it that in other places, Ruto anapanga watu, like he came to Kisii, there was a young men there who were very energetic. There was Charles Matoke was contesting for governor in Kisii. There was Okengo Nyambane was contesting for senator and was doing very well. But walienda wakakorogwa, wakapangwa. All these young people dropped for 90-year-olds. They dropped everywhere. There was this thing they call negotiated democracy. Ruto is doing it outside Rift Valley, but inside Rift Valley he does not even appear on nomination day. Why is he? Wanini anatupanga alafu kwenu wanaacha mnafanya democracy?
I will be dishonest if I discussed what is happening in Kisii, or because I have limited knowledge. So I will be really unfair to say this. It's very unfortunate if that is actually happening. But I don't want to touch on that because I think I may give a biased opinion, not a neutral one. And so I would rather just do my research, and then maybe on a later date on this show we can discuss that. But with the limited knowledge that I have, I think even Misa, you can agree with me. It will be unfair for me to give an opinion of something I don't know.
No, I mean you can make general observation. Just like me, I'm not very well versed with Kalenjin.
For me, I've been really interested with the politics of the Rift, because I want to know because I'm ambitious of one day too, running for office. So I really this.
But have you not noticed there's a trend?
I've seen.
If you go to Meru pale, huyu jamaa anaitwa MC Jesse alikorogwa akaambiwa sasa wewe unajua miaka yako ijafika, waachia huyu, and then he came out crying. It's so many places that watu walipangwa, people were negotiated democracy. So haven't you seen, because it's in the open? I mean,
I think the people who do this are the MPs and those who are running. So they only come to Ruta and say we've come to a consensus, And so as the party leader, what do you do? Maybe but I know the thing that Ruta really took part in negotiating is the Nairobi. What other place was Nairobi? Of course, Mombasa. He was part of that too. So the major thing that I know he did the lobbying, even Kakamega, even the Kakamega seat. I know. Yeah. But to me, I think it was a wise decision because Kalwale is really needed. That guy he's a bullfighter. He's needed in the national table. You need somebody who.
Yeah, absolutely. And even maybe I can chip there. I think Fred, Kisiis are not well organized when it comes to politics. We don't have strong negotiation skills. That's why we don't speak as a team. We don't come as a community organized. We don't sit down and say, all of us, this is what we're going to do. We're individualistic. That's the way I find it. So if you find a way, friend, I find you and find another person who can take me to Ruto, so be it. And we're going to say, even ndio tumeongea, even ndio tutafanya. So I think when the intervention of Kisii, I think might have, just like my fellow panelist has said there, politics is you also go to the drawing board and you look at the strengths. You see who are you going to meet? What audience are we looking at? If you look at Kisii, a lot of young men don't have votes. A lot of young men don't even live in Kisii because Kisiis are very ambitious and they are scattered everywhere. So, but a lot of Kisiis are in social media. So because of that, their votes are not there. But the elderly people, the people around 45 and above, they have votes. And Kina Mama, they have votes. So, and they will not resonate. You know, Kisses, we kind of don't respect very young men when it comes to power. We kind of think that they are not yet, their time has not come, and we kind of dismiss them. So you need someone who can resonate and think and connect with people. And I'm sure that might have been the reason behind the leaders from the region coming and saying, we think if we support this particular leader, is going to bring in the votes. You have to understand when you're looking, and Fred, I know you know very well, that when you look at, when you're looking for votes, you have what is called the inner circle. You have layers of circles, and these layers of circles beginning kutoka mtu wa huko chini mpaka mtu wako hapa juu, the committees that you form might have agreed. Wale wazee, kuna wazee kwa kijiji, you don't underrate them. If kama hujawaona vizuri na hujawapelekea hata sukari na umekuwa ukipita kando kando, watakuhangaisha sana. So kama ni huyo jamaa huyo mwenye amechaguliwa, I think might have had a very good, and there's also clanism that plays a very big role in Kisii. So when you find someone who comes from that clan, someone who has connections, someone who has people who can arrange votes, it can go back to that. And as a party leader, you have to listen to your people. These are your soldiers. And when you listen to your soldiers speaking, as a leader, you sit back and look at them and listen. Are they saying sense? Who is involved in this? Who is bringing back this report? Do I trust this person? If it's Fred, and Fred is in part of my inner circle and has confirmed this, I'm going also to endorse this thing. And also you look at people like MC Jesse. You have also to look at them as not very popular when it comes to the political arena. They are, yes, in comedy circles, they are, but might not translate, the comedy might not translate it into votes. So you have to look as a party leader, because you have to listen to your soldiers around. And you know, most of the time, Fred, I realized people say Ruto is very connected and knows everything. You cannot know everything. You cannot know everything. There are people, there are things. Ruto akiona Sudi ako hapo na kwa hiyo committee, anajua it's taken care of. I remember some few months ago, last year, we had UDA meetings here, diaspora, and I could see sometimes how people were arranging. Before Ruto comes in to address you, before the people, Ruto's handmen come in to talk to you, there are people around you. Niliona watu wakikatana miguu, lakini before Ruto they could behave as though everything iko sawa, lakini hapo wamepigana hapa nyuma. Ruto doesn't know about this, because the only few people who have created monopoly to talk to Ruto are a certain level or a certain layer. So really, it could be his making in some places, but in most cases, I think he might not even be aware of what is happening.
Yep. So Vic,
and
so
I think also some of these decisions, I think they make. I think you know parties, they have their own opinion polls. You know, they do their own internal opinion polls, and they know. They know this leader is the strength of each leader who's running. So I think some of these decisions are made when like Fred, if you have two leaders who the difference in their opinion, if the opinion, if it's a difference of 10%, that one you have to go to a nomination, because that is so close, too close to call. But if you have somebody like Murkomen, let me use Murkomen. Murkomen has a rating right now of 90%. You cannot expect to go to a nomination with Murkomen and somebody who has 2%. That is, you're wasting time. So I think some of those.
And Murkomen has been a veteran fighting for the party.
Yeah.
Defending Ruto.
You cannot expect such people to be denied, to be denied the table, the space at the table,
Though what we encourage is subject them to the same system,
That's true.
And that's what is called fairness. Let them, if people like and people want Murkomen, they will elect him, based on merit and ability. So I think that is to me, that's the way I look at fairness, so that give everyone a chance. That young man who dreams somewhere, that poor person who dreams somewhere, that person who is not eloquent, or someone who is not articulate in the public, how do we empower them? Such someone how can we demystify the leadership that has been put here, the standards that have been put here, that for you to become a leader, you must be a lawyer, you must be a prominent businessman, you must be a teacher or someone. How do we encourage those university students, or someone who just got to the university level in agriculture, to also come into leadership? So we must bring and create systems. The parties must have systems that will subject everyone to equal measures, and then the systems will verify whether you passed the test or you failed the test.
That's true. Yes.
Yep, that is. We have a long way to go. It will take men of integrity. It will take men of honesty to run the political parties. Because I'll tell you, and I'm guaranteeing you, like now, ODM is dead in Kisii. Completely is dead, because it's already dead in Nyamira County. It's going to die immediately the elections are done in Kisii. So these political parties are run by.
So who's what is the party right now in Kisii?
In Kisii, of course, it's ODM and a lot of other political parties. Because of the nomination fiasco, most people are going to win with political parties that you've never heard of. Why UPA, so many parties, but in Nyamira, UPA is taking is becoming very strong in Nyamira, because the next governor, about 70%, I'll give it to the current governor Nyaribo. He's going to come back with UPA. If you go to Kisii, of course, 90% chance from my own end is Simbarat is going to come with ODM, but he's going to come with ODM. Immediately he wins, people will kill ODM. We will go to a new political party, most likely as Abagusi, because we have been used and misused, because ODM was owned by James Ongwae.
Yes.
So James Ongwae has been unfairly dishing out tickets to his cronies and friends. There has never been fairness in ODM in Kisii. So most people feel like this is the last of ODM in Kisii. So after these elections, we are going to have a new order, because me and Misa, we are going to form a political party, so that we give people an opportunity. Whether you are a Toto, whether you are a Sosion, we will give you an opportunity, and the people will decide. So we are going to move to a new dispensation.
Yeah, we put down, the money will come later, democracy first. And actually, Fred, it's good that you mentioned the Kisii community has been used and abused and dumped. If you look at I've always said this, and people say that I don't like Baba. I like Baba. He has done a good job. He has fought for our country. He's revolutionized politics in Kenya. But again, now our country is made up of 42 tribes, and of course the Chinese, we will allocate them. I don't know if they are going to be in Rift Valley or wherever. We are going to give them land, so that they can also have a region where a block where they will be voting from, or they will be bargaining from. But what I want to say, at the end of the day, we have tribes. These tribes, it's not bad to be tribal, but the motive behind your tribalism is what matters to me. So if you look at the Abakusi people, they have only 2 counties. If you look at the 2 counties, look at the development, look at the road infrastructure. Yet we have been the champions of opposition. We have been the champions of ODM. We vote either 51-49 or 50-50 or 49, 52 or something like that. Yet there is a lot of imbalance when it comes to development in terms of infrastructure. Look at the main road that is going to Kisii County, which is the largest economy now when you compare to between Nyamira and Kisii. Look at the main road that is going there. And then you start asking yourself, what kind of development, how do we gain? Why do we wake up 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning to go and vote the ODM party? You know, support, give them drum their support. Now, when you look in terms of the cities, Kisumu is a city. We as Kisii, Nyamira should be the beneficiary as nearing or neighbors, neighboring counties. But you see, if you look at and I argue, Fred, you can correct me on this. If you look at the road from Nyabururu, or the one for Suneka, the one that is going to Kisumu, look at the traffic, the road, the class of that road, and look at the traffic that is there. And then you compare the traffic that is coming to Kisii town and the traffic that is going to Nyamira, and tell me how many vehicles pass on that road that is going to Kisumu. But when you look at it, it's well done. Very, very well done. The finishing is well done. Okay. But the number of vehicles that are going there, which means the goods and services that are on that road, they are less vis-a-vis compared to the goods and services that are coming to Kisii town. So for me, when I look at it, I would think, where is the negotiation of the person that we have fought for the longest, right? If you look at the road that is going behind Nyamira, the one that is going to, I think, connecting to Aero or Kisumu, it's a huge road. But where is the main roads that are coming to the main economy, right? Like, just like look at Nairobi, for example. If you look at, if you're going to Ngong Road, you will see the main roads, the roads are well done. If you go to Westlands, if you go to Thika, the roads that are connecting to the city are bringing the traffic and taking out traffic and bringing services and goods is well done. What about these two counties? We are marginalized, yet we wake up every day, every morning, every electioneering period. We go and vote, yet we are poor. So that's why we're saying, yes, a few people like Ongwae, like you mentioned Ongwae, have been beneficiaries because the masters of these parties have known that you only need a few people, give them goodies, and the rest of the people, they will wait. Let them, their job is to vote. And that's why we are saying now, going forward, we want a party that is going to negotiate and say, well, why is the allocation? The criteria, yes, we understand that, yes, we understand that we are few in terms of numbers, right? But what about in terms of our contribution? Which number are we? I think we are about number 4, number 3 or 4 in terms of contribution, in terms of investment. You know, if you look at the Kikuyu, you look at the Kisis, the Luyas, when you look at the investment, so why can't we get rewarded of this? So to me, that's the challenge. And that's why I say, like you said, as Ruto will be the beneficiary, when I go voting, I don't vote because it is Baba who is up here. I look at my region where I come from and say, wait a moment. What are the things that Baba's championed that have come here? What are some of the development that Baba said, this NGOs, right? Non-governmental organizations, push them so that they can have projects in Kisii so that we can boost the local economy and the trickle-down effect in terms of what people can do. But go to Nyanza region, right? There are a lot of NGOs. How come? So to me, that's the challenges that I'm looking at and I'm saying. And if you talk about democracy, go to Orange House, you will be surprised. It's a thuggery, what were ODM watanichapa. But when you go to Orange House, in 2017 nilienda kutafuta ticket huko. As soon as ukifika kwa mlango, our brothers from the lakeside, it's so scary. They're sitting there, right? Na usipowacha kitu, ile matusi utapata, ile kutukana utapata, vile vitisho utapata. Yet that is the house of democracy, that is reflected as the house of democracy. Now look at the system they use. They're still using the old system, filing system. Ukianza kutafutwa jina yako hapa utatafutwa mpaka kesho kutwa. Why? It's by design, because that is how you harbor injustice and unfairness. But yet we come out here and reflect ourselves as people of democracy. So for me, that's one thing I wanted to put out there when you talked about inequality among us, the Kisi people, and how we've been abused, used, and done. So when it comes to Fred, my party and your party, and Kip, we are inviting you. Our party is going to stand for the poor Mwananchi, but we are not going to do bottom up. We will do bottom across.
Okay. So Fred and my friend Mise, it's 2 a.m. here, and I have to wake up in the morning. So
yeah, I really see the need for that. And as we close, I want to say thank you for the insight. Thank you for the analysis. Let us always be sharing. You know, when we have a chance, let us educate one another. Hakuna mwenye anajua kuliko mwingine. We educate one another. We learn from one another. So I want to say thank you, Vic, for your report from Rift Valley.
yes.
We shall be back again when we have these other political pundits, and then we can discuss the next topic next time. So I want to say thank you, guys, and all of you will have an opportunity to have closing remarks or some parting shot. Let's start with Mr.
I just want to ask Vic, as you plan to go and vote, please remember Alfred KETER is a good guy. Consider him. He is not perfect. No one is 100% perfect. In a political circle, sometimes you say things that can either resonate with the people or sometimes it can rub people the wrong way. So I think what you do is let us focus. Like you said, on a scale of 1 to 10, if he has performed 7, let us empower him. But when his time comes, also we need him to move to another area so that he can also let other people to be empowered in that sort. So as you go to your voting and as you reflect as who you're going to vote, I think you need a man like that to keep William Ruto. We don't want to create a so powerful leader that cannot be questioned from one region. We need people like Alfred KETER who can stand up and ask questions. And lastly, I'm appealing to our people that it is very good that we are going to vote. Please let us not vote because of the euphoria of parties. Let us vote our leaders on the basis of their merits, on the basis of what they are going to do. We know there's something called systemic barriers. Like you said, some people have been locked out by political parties. Let us not lose people who can deliver our country, but let us look at every individual in terms of their abilities and vote them in that. And let us change let us change the trend that we've had, that we have to vote people because of their parties. Let us look, if it's me, say, look at me, what am I able to bring? What is it going to change? How many jobs am I going to create? How am I good in oversighting my leaders? And that way we will elect we will change the culture, and that is so needed to be changed in Kenya. Thank you very much, Fred.
Yes, Vic, it's your chance to.
For me, my protection is gonna be easy. I'm gonna ask our people. First of all, Mr. You said, remember Alfred KETER, I can tell you, he has my votes 100%. Wherever he goes, if he goes to ODM, because that is my friend, and I feel like he needs me more right now than ever. So that one is he has my vote already. But one thing I want to say, I want to tell our people watching us today is, please, let us differ on ideologies, on the thinkings, but please let us not differ on who we are, on tribal line. At the end of the day, we have a country to live. Whoever wins, whether it is Ruto, whether it's Raila, he will be called the president of Kenya. not the president of laws, not the president of colleges. At the end of the day, we have a country to live. At the end of the day, we have a life to live. This is just a process. And after this process, we're going back to our natural lives. So, ukiniona pale usinichuzi kwa sababu na support or I don't support your candidates. Let us be brothers. Let us differ ideologically, but in terms of our tribes, let us be brothers the way we've been. Myself, I normally say I'm a Kalenjin, but I normally say I live the lifestyle of a law, So, because I love everybody, we God has blessed us where we are. Let us not spoil that just because we have two guys who are running against each other. These guys are brothers behind the scenes, by the way. They talk, they make calls, Their children go to the same school. So we have to, as brothers and sisters, let us not be used by these people to hate myself, be hating Fred or Mise. At the end of the day, we have to remain friends, So that's all I have to say, But on that day when voting comes, please do not vote because of a party. Vote because you want somebody who's going to work for you. That's all I can say. If KETER is going to ODM and they give him a ticket and I know this guy is a hard worker, oh yes, I'll vote for ODM. Does that make me a bad person? No, it makes me a good person because I don't vote using wave, I vote using my brains. So that's all I have to say.
I want to say thank you so much, guys, for coming and educating us, educating one another, educating Kenyans, because it's only a few people that come on video and share their ideas, share what they're thinking about the country. It's very few people that come live and speak. Most people are keyboard warriors, typing and disappearing into the woods. So I want to say thank you. I'll catch up with you again when you have the next topic I will announce, and I hope you guys can come and share with us. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless the country of Kenya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.